Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix, and guess what? Czech Games strikes back, and now we have SETI almost out. This is our demo. So what's SETI?
Yeah, so SETI's coming, it's gonna be our Essen release. SETI's our sort of heavyweight Euro space game, where the idea is it's about the search for life on other planets beyond our own. So the designer is actually an amateur astronomer, so
really?
A lot of these details in the game are very authentic to like actual space research. In this game, you're essentially looking for signs of life by studying different areas of the galaxy. You will eventually uncover life discoveries, but instead of having like robots and lasers and like science fiction, you discover things like strange signals from the far distant space and asteroids that are like, there's actually, the Uomo asteroid is actually a real thing that was discovered in the galaxy. They thought it was a spaceship, turns out maybe not. It's discovering things that are kind of plausibly found in the real world, so it's not fiction as much as just the science. So anyway, in this game, you're searching for trying to discover alien life.
Right.
You are basically scientific institutes that'll be doing research in different areas of the galaxy. There's kind of three kind of core areas in the game that you're focusing on to get these discoveries, and there's 5 different sort of alien archetype discoveries you can have. Each of them adds a completely unique deck of cards and mechanics to the game that layer on top of the main game. So you pick 2 of them at random and you shuffle them up. So it's kind of a modular. There's a lot of replay, there's a little bit of depth. It's not always quite the same experience each time you play it. But anyway, here's the general flow of kind of what you're doing in the game. So you'll have some starting money, you'll have some starting energy, and you have some cards as your resources. And across 5 rounds, you're going to be taking actions. You can do one action, main action during turn, and it's a bonus action potentially. You know, go around and around and around until everyone's basically done. Can't do any more, and then you'll pass. It'll start the next round. You'll refresh some of your resources, and basically across 5 rounds, try to do as much as you possibly can.
This is massive, by the way.
It's a big table hog, but it's actually it's pretty accessible considering there's a lot going on. But
no, I mean I love the multi-layers.
Yeah, so this sort of rondelle board that rotates in the middle, but I'll walk you through the flow of it. So there's these 3 core areas you're focusing on in the game. And additionally, even though you're kind of working together to unlock these things, it's a competitive game. You're trying to get the most research points by the end of the game to score the highest and to win, basically. So on your turn, you can do a bunch of different things. One of the things you can do focuses around sort of the planetary system. So you can spend money to launch a probe from Earth, and then using energy as sort of your other resource, you can kind of pilot your probe to different planets. So when you fly through a certain area of space or planets, you'll get a reputation that increases. Reputation can be spent over time to upgrade technology that helps you do everything in the game better. So you can say, for example, I could launch a probe, and on the same turn, as a bonus action, I could use energy to fly it to maybe Saturn, but I can't do anything else for that. That would be my main action for the turn. On a subsequent turn, though, I would go maybe try to land or explore Saturn. So we would zoom over here to sort of like, we would do over here to like the zoomed in version of the planets, and then I have options. So if I'm at Saturn, I could choose to spend some resources and money to put my probe into orbit as a satellite. This gives you some upgrades. Or alternately, I could go in and land on the planet itself, which gives me more points, and also gives me the first colored symbol that goes towards unlocking. So I would find a life sign discovery that's not really discovering the full thing, but it leads towards that discovery. So when you find those, you get to pick one from the available slots that are available. You'll mark it off, and you'll get the bonus for covering that up. Now this, for example, is 1/3 of the way unlocked. So this whole area is one of the ways we're using to discover these things. The second piece of the puzzle is this outer rim. So this represents sort of like distant nebula and exoplanets that you can't reach because they're so far beyond the confines of our galaxy that probes won't reach them in time for us to actually be able to study them. So to study them, we use our telescope arrays from Earth. So in this case, it's often relates to where the Earth is oriented, but as you upgrade your technology, you'll have some wiggle room to use different quadrants. But the idea is you'll spend some resources to then study one of these sectors. So when you're doing so, you're going to gather some data from that and put it in your player board. This will go into your computer system for later in the next step. Then you're going to mark that you've been studying there. So as these fill up, whoever has the most, when it hits the maxes out, whoever has the most of their color there will also get the bonus of being able to get a bonus and discover one of the purple signs. So that's kind of combo. You get multiple bonuses by doing that. Now this is 2/3 of the way unlocked, and this would reset and refill with data, so you can do it over and over again. Because the data is useful for the next 7 months. The third kind of big piece of the puzzle is you got your your player board with all your upgrades. So as you get reputation, you can spend it during your turn to upgrade different areas of technology. The sort of the orange ones all relate to your probes and do things like they let you have more than one probe at a time. You can do some of these let you land on planets for cheaper. Others let you land on the moon. So normally you can't land on the moons initially. You can only do that if you're basically upgrade your technology to do that. And so these are a little bit more powerful. You get a little more goodies for them.
Wow.
The purple ones all relate to the sort of telescope and outer rim. So you can expand what your capabilities are in that regard. And the third one is the blue ones. Those can be actually slotted into your computer. So as you gather data, of course, you're going to use it as a free action to kind of go down the line and get bonuses. So, for example, if I have a whole bunch that's accrued, I could then go as a free bonus action in your turn. You can go, I'm going to fill that up. I'll fill that one up. I'm going to get some goodies. You're getting everything you plug in there. You can use as basically a resource to get. And then as you work your way all the way across and it fills up, you'll reset this engine so you can use it again. So you can always expand it. And then you'll also discover a blue life sign. So this would, in this case, I'd be over here, get another bonus for that, and then now this is going to unlock. So cool, we'll reveal what it is. In this case, as I mentioned before, like all of the alien discoveries have their own unique elements. In this one, you're represents a far distant signal that is takes a long time to get back to Earth. So you now open up some new slots for players to play to, and when they do these activities, and you can get more points from them. But some of them also give you cards. These cards are really cool because they have a delayed effect. So you would spend energy to play the card, you would get some goodies for doing that, and then you mark 15 spaces down the victory point track from where you are, and if and when you reach that, that's when you would trigger the bonus effect. So it's like a delayed reaction.
I like that idea, man.
Other alien things do some of the other discoveries include like a pick up and deliver system where you're gathering like bug creatures that have appeared and you're moving them to other places. And there's some other surprises too that you'll find out in the full game. But almost done. So then the next piece of the puzzle, when you upgrade your technology, it actually causes the whole galaxy to rotate. So you'll move this little ring over here, and it'll tell you which of these 3 rings you're going to rotate. So if I'm rotating the top 2 now, it's going to move just one to the left. And so that makes the galaxy shift around. It opens up asteroid fields sometimes. It can push players into better or worse positions depending on where you are. Even the bottom ring also rotates too. So all 3 of them will rotate in different times depending on where you're at in the cycle here. So that's kind of fun because it's like you got this whole rondel system that shifts and you can combo off it and use it to really help you out, or it can be kind of problematic to find a way to work around that. So and then sort of the last big piece of the puzzle is cards. So you've got resources each round. You start with just a few resources on your sort of basic card, and I'll tell you what happens to that in a minute. All the cards in SETI are actual like missions and different technologies that have been related to space travel. So a lot of like famous structures in here and different initiatives. So it's all based on like actual science and space stuff. Cards can be used in 4 different ways. So one of the ways you can use the cards is to get rid of it. You can discard it to get a quick bonus if you want, if you don't like the card. But most people are going to be spending money to do the mission. So missions can give you more powerful effects. Sometimes they give you end-game bonus scoring things. All the times they can give you other objectives to try to strive for over the course of the game. So they're pretty dynamic. They do a lot of good things. Another really useful way for the cards to be used is certain symbols will let you kind of bank the cards underneath your resource engine. So you could potentially expand the resources you're going to get each turn because you bank them under. You'll get an immediate bonus, but then the next turn it'll give you additional stuff. So that's really useful because you only have a finite amount of resources, and trying to get the most out of them each turn is really important.
Bank them out.
And then other than that, there's some like shuffleable end game bonus scoring options that when you hit certain spots on the research track, it'll allow you to claim one of these with a token. So say pick this one, and then if you achieve it, you'll get those extra points. And that's kind of SETI in a nutshell. It's the big heavyweight sort of engine building point salad Euro game coming out at SSBO later this year from CG.
I love it. This is so cool. As a kid growing up with a lot of space, especially right now. I mean, this is amazing.
I'm a big space nerd. I'm excited for this one.
I mean, I'm like, man, I wish I had this as a little kid.
Yeah.
This is my jam right here. And this one comes out when, you said?
It'll be at Essen, and so in the U.S. we should be getting copies in the U.S. at retail and at PAX Unplugged around the time, so December.
Nice, December, right for
Christmas. We'll have them in stores before PAX, but we'll see. Usually it's around the time frame.
It's a great way to come to PAX and get something no one else can have. I love it.
I also forgot to mention there's going to be a solo mode. It's not finished yet, but it'll be a solo automa that you can. It's actually on the other side of the player boards. This is work in progress, so it's not finalized, but there'll be a deck of cards and an engine that kind of works in the same way that a player would. So, but yeah, that's coming up. We're finalizing those and testing it now. But the game is pretty much done. We're just putting the finishing touches on it, and it'll be out around Essen and later this winter for you guys.
When we go to PAX, we'll hook you guys up again. I love it. Thank you so much.
No problem.